Money runs through almost everything we do. It decides where we live, what we eat, how we spend our time, and, quietly, how free we feel. But for something that controls so much of life, most people never truly control it back. We chase income, not insight. We track expenses, but not behavior. And slowly, money becomes less of a tool and more of a tide. So today, let's flip that tide. Because taking control of your money isn't about earning more. It's about thinking differently about the money you already have. The first step is to see money not as numbers, but as choices. Every dollar you spend tells a story about what you value, and every habit you repeat, coffee runs, subscriptions, impulse buys, becomes a quiet vote for the life you're building. Most people try to control money by budgeting in reverse, cutting what they enjoy, tracking every cent, and eventually burning out. But the people who actually master money start with purpose, not punishment. They ask one question: what do I want my money to do for me? That's not a spreadsheet question. It's a clarity question. Because when you define what matters, freedom, security, travel, creativity, your spending naturally starts to align with it. You stop chasing more and start building enough. That shift might sound small, but it's what separates financial stress from financial direction. The second step is automation. If discipline feels hard, build systems that make good decisions for you. The wealthy don't rely on willpower. They rely on design. They automate savings, investments, and bills, so they never see the money they shouldn't spend. That's not luck. That's architecture. And once those systems are in place, money stops being a source of stress. It becomes a quiet background process, like oxygen for your goals. Even small amounts matter, because money has one secret weapon: compound interest. The earlier you start saving or investing, the harder that invisible force works for you. It's not about timing the market. It's about time in the market. 10 years of small, consistent decisions often beats 1 year of big ones. That's the quiet truth behind every overnight success you see online. It's built from years of invisible compounding. The third step is separation. Treat money not as one big pile, but as different missions. One account for spending, one for safety, one for growth, one for joy. When you separate your money by purpose, every dollar has a job, and guilt disappears. You can enjoy without overspending, save without hoarding, and invest without anxiety. That structure turns chaos into calm. It also removes the emotion from tough decisions. You don't feel bad about buying a treat because it's already planned for. You don't feel panicked about a repair because you prepared for it. It's control disguised as calm. The fourth step is awareness. Most people underestimate how emotional money is. Fear, envy, comparison, they shape financial decisions more than math ever will. The trick is to build emotional distance. When you make a purchase, pause for 5 seconds. Ask, will this matter in a week? That single pause is a miniature system, a mental circuit breaker that protects your long-term goals from short-term urges. And the more you practice it, the more automatic it becomes. Financial awareness isn't about guilt. It's about noticing. Because the more you notice, the more control you regain. And finally, the fifth step. Leverage your attention. The most valuable currency you have isn't money. It's focus. Where your attention goes, your energy and your spending follow. If you constantly consume luxury content, you'll want luxury. If you learn from creators who teach investing, you'll think in percentages, not possessions. Your financial future quietly reflects your digital diet. Curate it wisely. Attention compounds, just like money. So, the more you direct it toward growth, the faster everything else follows. Taking control of your money doesn't mean cutting joy or living small. It means designing a life where money serves you, not the other way around. Because real wealth isn't in how much you earn. It's in how much freedom you build from what you keep. You can't predict markets, but you can control what you value, how you save, and how you think. And that's the foundation of financial peace. Not more, but enough, on purpose. If you're ready to rethink how money actually works, subscribe to Under 5 Minutes, where we break down the systems that shape your wallet, your work, and your world. Because control doesn't start with luck, it starts with understanding. And you can master that in under 5 minutes.